Namaste, Dhanavad Pranam. By the instruction and grace of our spiritual master, Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa, Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Mahārāja, we are here reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We're also paying our humble Dandavat Pranam to Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada for providing us this wonderful commentary and translation of Bhagavatam. And following the guidance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, we are praying to Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta has told us that unless we learn something about Radharani within our reading of Bhagavatam, then our study has been for waste. Yadi sevā-vañcitāḥ syāma, yasyāḥ kṛpayā vayaṃ labhema, sarvaṃ prāpnumaḥ prayojanaṃ, dhāmni śrī-bhagavat pade, Kṛṣṇa-sambandhi sarvaṃ Yadi na jānīmahe tutam, Aṣṭādaśasu sahasreṣu, shlokanam bhāgavat-oktiṣu, radharanimna vindamattada, nisfalam bhagavat adhyayanam, radhikaya kripam vina, vyartasyat sarva-pariśramaḥ. If we are cheated out of serving that personality whose mercy awards us everything we need, including residence in the Lord's holy Dham, and all things connected to Krishna, and if we cannot understand or discover Radharani within the 18,000 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, then our study of Srimad Bhagavatam has been pointless. Without the mercy of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, all our efforts are in vain. So, we're also servants of the servants of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. With that in mind, we're celebrating the Divine Appearance Day of Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Mahārāja, who is the successor Acharya personally chosen by Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Mahārāja. Srila Govinda Mahārāja's appearance day is tomorrow, so today is the Adivas. And we are very blessed by Srila Govinda Mahārāja, who is the devotee who made all arrangements for the Western disciples of Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada to be able to come and listen to Srila Sridhar Mahārāja in the beginning of the 1980s. Without Srila Govinda Mahārāja's effort and affection, it would not have been possible for the Western devotees to come to Srila Sridhar Mahārāja, including my Gurudev, His Holiness Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Mahārāja. So we are so grateful, and words cannot describe our indebtedness to Srila Govinda Mahārāja, and we look forward to joining a Zoom meeting with some of his disciples later on in order to hear about the glories of Srila Govinda Mahārāja and the wonderful, beautiful pastimes of his preaching in the world. He traveled the globe like 20-something times, and anyhow, so Jai Srila Govinda Mahārāja. Okay. So today our reading is continuing from Canto 5, text chapter 10, text 7. Ata punasva sibikayam vishama gatayam prakupita uvacha Rahūgaṇa kim idam aretvam jivan mrito mam kadarti kritya Bhartrishanam aticharasi pratasmya chate karomi chikitisham danda panir iva janataya yata prakritim sva vajisyasya iti. Thereafter, when the king saw about his palanquin was still being shaken by the carriers, he became very angry and said, "You rascal, what are you doing? Are you dead, despite the life within your body? Do you not know that I am your master? You are disregarding me, and are not carrying out my order. For this disobedience I shall now punish you, just as Yamaraj, the superintendent of death, punishes sinful people. I shall give you proper treatment, so that you will come to your senses and do the correct thing." Text 8. Evam bhav adadam api bashamanam nara devabhimanam rajasa tamashanu vidhena madena tiraskrita sesha bhagavat priyaniketam pandita maninam sa bhagavan brahmano brahma bhuta sarva bhuta srid atma yogeshvaracharyayam nati vyutpanamatim smayamana eva vigata smaya idam maha. Thinking himself a king, King Rahūgaṇa was in the bodily conception and was influenced by the material nature's mode of passion and ignorance. Due to madness, he chastised Jaḍa with uncalled for and contradictory words. Jaḍa was a topmost devotee and the dear abode of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although considering himself very learned, the king did not know about the position of an advanced devotee situated in devotional service, nor did he know his characteristics. Jaḍa was the residence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He always carried the form of the Lord within his heart. He was the dear friend of all living beings, and he did not entertain any bodily conception. He therefore smiled and spoke the following words. Purport. The distinction between a person in the bodily conception and a person beyond the bodily conception is presented in this verse. In the bodily conception, King Rahūgaṇa considered himself a king and chastised Jaḍa in so many unwanted ways. Being self-realized, Jaḍa, who was fully situated on the transcendental platform, did not at all become angry. Instead, he smiled and began to deliver his teachings to King Rahūgaṇa. A highly advanced Vaishnava devotee is a friend to all living entities, and consequently he is a friend to his enemies also. In fact, he does not consider anyone to be his enemy. Suridasarvadehinam. Sometimes a Vaishnava becomes superficially angry at a non-devotee, but this is good for the non-devotee. We have several examples of this in Vedic literature. Once Narada became angry with the two sons of Kuvera, Nalakuvar and Manigriva, and he chastised them by turning them into trees. The result was that later they were liberated by Lord Sri Krishna. The devotee is situated on the absolute platform, and when he is angry or pleased, there is no difference, for in either case he bestows his benediction. Text 9. Brahmana uvacha Prayojanaṃ vyakta avipralamdam Bhartu same syad Yadi vira bhara Grantur Yadi syad adi gamyam adva Piveti rasona vidham pravada. The great Brahmana Jaḍa said, "My dear king and hero, whatever you have spoken sarcastically is certainly true. Actually, these are not simply words of chastisement, for the body is the carrier. The load carried by the body does not belong to me, for I am the spirit soul. There is no contradiction in your statements, because I am different from the body. I am not the carrier of the palanquin, the body is the carrier. Certainly, as you have hinted, I have not labored carrying the palanquin, for I am detached from the body. You have said that I am not stout and strong, and these words are befitting a person who does not know the distinction between the body and the soul. The body may be fat or thin, but no learned man would say such things of the spirit soul. As far as the spirit soul is concerned, I am neither fat nor skinny. Therefore you are correct when you say that I am not very stout. Also, if the object of this journey and the path leading there were mine, there would be many troubles for me. But because they relate not to me but to my body, there is no trouble at all." Purport. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that one who is advanced in spiritual knowledge is not disturbed by the pains and pleasures of the material body. The material body is completely separate from the spirit soul, and the pains and pleasures of the body are superfluous. The practice of austerity and penance is meant for understanding the distinction between the body and the soul, and how the soul can be unaffected by the pleasures and pains of the body. Jaḍa was actually situated on the platform of self-realization. He was completely aloof from the bodily conception. Therefore, he immediately took his position and convinced the king that whatever contradictory things the king had said about his body did not actually apply to him as a spirit soul. Text 10. Stalyam karsyam vyadhaya adhayascha kṣutridbayam kalir icha characha nidra ratirmanyor aham madasucho dehena jatasya himena shanti. Fatness, thinness, bodily and mental distress, thirst, hunger, fear, disagreement, desires for material happiness, old age, sleep, attachment for material possessions, anger, lamentation, illusion, and identification with the body, of the body with the self, are all transformations of the material covering of the spirit soul. A person absorbed in the material bodily conception is affected by these things, but I am free from all bodily conceptions. Consequently, I am neither fat nor skinny, nor anything else you have mentioned. Purport. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has sung, Deha smriti nahi yara samsara bantana kahantara. One who is spiritually advanced has no connection with the body or with the bodily actions and reactions. When one comes to understand that he is not the body and therefore is neither fat nor skinny, one attains the topmost form of spiritual realization. When one is not spiritually realized, the bodily conception entangles one in the material world. At the present moment, all human society is laboring under the bodily conception. Therefore, in the Shastras, people in this age are referred to as dvipada pashu, two-legged animals. No one can be happy in a civilization conducted by such animals. Our Krishna consciousness movement is trying to raise fallen human society to the status of spiritual understanding. It is not possible for everyone to become immediately self-realized like Jaḍa Bharata. However, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.18, Nasta prayeshvab padreshu nityam bhagavat sevāya. By spreading the Bhagavat principles, we can raise human society to the platform of perfection. When one is not affected by the bodily conceptions, one can advance to the Lord's devotional service. Nastha prayeshva bhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevāya bhagavat utama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.18. The more we advance our freedom from the bodily conception, the more we are fixed in devotional service, and the more we are happy and peaceful. In this regard, Srila Madhvacharya says that those who are too materially affected continue the bodily conception. Such persons are concerned with different bodily symptoms, whereas one freed from bodily conceptions lives without the body, even in the material condition. Text 11. Jivan mritatvam niyamena rajan adyantavadyad vikritasya drishtam svasvam yabhavo dhruva idyayatra tarhuchate so vidhi kritya yoga. My dear king, you have unnecessarily accused me of being dead, though alive. In this regard, I can only say that this is the case everywhere, because everything material has its beginning and end. As far as your thinking that you are the king and master, and are thus trying to order me, this is also incorrect, because these positions are temporary. Today you are king, and I am your servant, but tomorrow the position may be changed, and you may be my servant, and I your master. These are temporary circumstances created by providence. Purport. The bodily conception is the basic principle of suffering in the material existence. In Kali Yuga, especially, people are so uneducated that they cannot even understand that the body is changing at every moment, and that the ultimate change is called death. In this life one may be a king, and in the next life one may be a dog, according to karma. The spirit soul is in a deep slumber, caused by the force of material nature. He is put in one type of condition, and again changing into another type. Without self-realization and knowledge, conditional life continues, and one falsely claims himself a king, a servant, a cat, or a dog. These are simply different transformations brought about by the supreme arrangement. One should not be misled by such temporary bodily conceptions. Actually, no one is the master within the material world, for everyone is under the control of material nature, which is under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the ultimate master. As explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ekale Ishvara Krishna Arashaba Bhritya. The only master is Krishna, and everyone else is his servant. Forgetfulness of our relationship with the Supreme Lord brings about our suffering in the material world. And thus ends our reading for today. We'll continue from text 12. On Monday. Just make sure I have the right page here. Okay. So before we finish for today, were there any comments or anything to share? Any questions, Bhakti Shivam?
Ji, Prabhuji, you mentioned about the appearance day of Srila Bhakti Sundar Govind Maharaj. It's tomorrow or today? I was a bit confused.
Yeah, so it's tomorrow, but there are some devotees at a temple in Thailand that are having their celebration, which turns out to be 11 o'clock today
Okay.
in New Jersey. Late, not
Ji,
11
ji,
o'clock
Prabhuji.
in the morning, but 11 o'clock at night. So,
Time difference. Okay.
yeah, but it's tomorrow. It's on the 6th, December 6th.
Ji, Prabhuji. So you mentioned also other devotees will come in tomorrow's this session only.
No, I'm attending. I can send you the link. There's a Zoom meeting for some of the disciples of Srila Govinda Maharaj at the Thailand temple. So I can
Okay.
send you the link. Yeah.
Ji, thank you very much for that.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Also, Prabhuji, thank you for this. Um, you read from the Prabhupada books. I was a bit. There is some hesitation. I know a lot of things might not be changed in the Bhagavatam and CC, but there is some hesitation. Sometimes I find things which are here and there. So
No problem. Easy enough. Easy enough to read from the other one. Jai. Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Tirtha Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. All glories
Jai,
to the assembled devotees. All glories to the worldwide devotees. Sama Bhaktiveda Vrinda Ki Jai.
Jai,
Jai Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Mayapur
Jai,
Dham Ki Jai.
Jai,
Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath
Jai,
Baladev Subhadra Ju Ki Jai.
Jai,
Ganga Mai Yamuna Mai Ki Jai. Vrindavan
Jai,
Dham Ki Jai. Giri
Jai,
Govardhan Gupta Govardhan Dham Ki Jai.
Jai,
Shyam Kund Radha Kund Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi
Jai,
Bhakti Devi Vrinda Devi Ki Jai.
Jai,
Jai Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai. Scientific Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai.
Jai,
Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Princeton
Jai,
Bhaktivedanta Institute Ki Jai.
Jai,
Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Nitai
Jai,
Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari
Hare
Hari Bo. Jai Bhakti Shivam Ki Jai.
His Grace Krishna Prabhuji ki Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.